Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Future Proof Your Career, where I have this series. I'm giving you guys some more insight into how you can either transition from another career into technology or a more fulfilling role, and or if you are a recent grad or somebody who is trying to get a leg up or an advantage in your career. That's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about in this series. So, I want to go over some things relating to networking. Okay, I've made plenty of videos in the past about how to effectively network and what is it like networking in the Atlanta, Georgia area. But I kind of want to give you guys a little bit more skills and some more insights into networking and how you can leverage your network for your career growth. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys three different tips relating to networking and then explaining them. And then hopefully you guys can go ahead and hit the like button if you enjoy this type of content. It may be a small click for you, but it means a lot to me and I really would appreciate it. So, tip number one when it comes to networking is that you want to make sure that your hygiene is on point. And how do you make sure that your hygiene is on point? By paying attention to some things that you can improve on and some things that you can do well. I would always suggest people to take care of brushing their teeth, flossing. I know a lot of people out there do not floss, but you need to be flossing, if not every single day, every time that you eat. So flossing is imperative. It's how you can stay healthy and make sure that your teeth are still going to be there when you get older. It helps you out tremendously with your gum health and your make sure that your teeth are still going to be there. But then also using mouthwash. Okay, I can't stress these things enough because having fresh breath is going to help you out tremendously with your opportunities in networking. People will want to speak with you if you smell good. Okay, so at least take care of your teeth. Not only does it have a health benefit, but then it also has a networking benefit where people will think good things about you immediately just by having fresh breath. Another thing is taking care of your appearance. And I know there's a lot of people out there who are very introverted or like they were talking about me earlier today. I went to Atlanta Tech Village and I was networking with a whole bunch of different people from different industries, but it is mostly technical people. I told them that, hey, I am an engineer. And they said, oh man, you are the best dressed engineer here. I didn't tell them that all the clothes that I had on were from Walmart, and the most I spent was like $40 or $50. Except for like the accessories I got separately, but as far as like the outfit itself, all from Walmart. So it was around like $40 to $50. So it's very cheap to just put together a professional outfit, and that is going to make you look really good. I just had on a white collared shirt, some gray slacks, and some black Oxford shoes with some black socks. Very basic outfit, but it made me stand out compared to all the other people who were there networking. Everybody was just wearing like t-shirts or like a polo shirt and stuff like that. But if you come out there looking your best, you will get better treatment. Another thing that I want to bring up on just even the first tip, we haven't even gone to the second tip yet. So another thing is making sure that you wear some sort of fragrance. If you don't wear any fragrances or oils, or you don't try to make people come over to you by smelling good, like that's essentially what happens. Is if you wear some sort of fragrance or some sort of oil or something to make people notice you, you won't get noticed, or people won't want to talk to you. They want to leave and stuff like that. People don't smile when you go up and speak to them. When I started taking care of the way I looked and the way I smelled and my health, then that's when I started getting better treatment. Okay, so just want to bring up those things. It may seem like basic information, but there are a lot of people out there who don't even do some of the most basic things like washing their face, or they don't, dress to impress. They don't wear any sort of fragrance. They just kind of go wherever. One thing I will say is that even if you go to a networking mixer and they have food there, I really wouldn't suggest eating the food unless you have some sort of portable mouthwash, right? They sell like breath spray, Listerine, or like CVS has like their own. But if you get like some breath spray, I would suggest, if you're going to eat at the location, I would suggest getting some breath spray. Okay, simply because your breath is no longer going to be fresh if you start eating some of the food at the event. Okay, you want to make sure that you smell as good as possible, you look as good as possible. You don't want to give anybody a reason to think that you don't take care of yourself, you're not healthy, and you don't respect yourself. Right? You want to make sure you give off the feeling that you at least respect yourself by taking care of your appearance and yourself. Okay, that's tip one. Tip two is that you want to make sure that you gain the ability to work a room. And working a room means I can go up and just talk to people with no fear, right? I respect myself so much. My personality, guys, my personality has changed tremendously since I have started networking and started my YouTube channel. My personality, when I was growing up, I was a meek, shy guy, right? I was very shy, very nice, and all this other kind of stuff. And as time has progressed, I have completely changed in my way I do things. I take care of myself better, and I expect people to treat me well when I walk into a room. And if they don't, then I will make sure that they won't get a chance to treat me poorly ever again. Okay? That's one thing that you have to do is respecting yourself. You are trying to walk around and work a room, even if you go up to somebody, you don't know anybody in the room. You go up to somebody and then, you smelling good, you looking good, and you go up to them and then they tell you like, oh no, bye, I don't want to talk to you, or oh no, I'm okay, or something like that. They do something like that to you, walk off and talk to the next person. Okay? You do not have to talk to these people. You are essentially a stranger, but if you are taking care of yourself and people still want to treat you poorly, leave them alone, because they will not be of any service to you. Whether if you found like the cure to cancer, you could find whatever problem that they have in life, you can find the answer to it. And if they wanted to treat you poorly anyway, then just leave them alone. Okay? And then my thing is that I have met so many people who have been great and so many people who have not been great. It's not even funny. Okay? There are so many people who have been for me, and I would not have been able to meet them had I not gone up to them, started talking to them, gotten out of my comfort zone, just making sure that people realize that you are the best thing up in there, right? I remember I was telling you guys, I was like, I felt like I was so nice and all this other kind of stuff back when I was a kid, and then now I walk in there like I'm the best thing in the world. I'm the best mofo up in here. So if you walk in there with confidence and you think that you're the best thing, that you have the best thing to offer, you are just like, you have a voice, you have something to offer. You are the best thing since sliced bread. People will start treating you better. Okay. Last thing, and it kind of goes back to one thing I said earlier, which is networking intentionally. You have to know when people are for you and when people are not for you. Okay. So you're working a room, you're going up to a whole bunch of different people. The people who are for you are going to say, hey, I want to know what you do. What do you do? Right? They're interested in what you do. They sit there and listen to you talk. They say, oh, that sounds like a great idea. They follow up with you. They connect with you on LinkedIn or ask for your phone number, your email, they ask some contact information. These are people who are for you. They may even go out their way and support you or like your videos on LinkedIn or your content. They may give you recommendations. These are the people you want to put a lot of your time into, okay? Because they will be a great reference for you. They can be your advocates and your champions. But you have people who are not for you, and you need to learn how to leave them alone. I remember, I'll give you guys a quick story. I went to a conference, and when I went to this conference, I said, man, I'm looking for a new job. This one guy came up to me. He said, oh, you're looking for a new job? I said, yeah, I'm looking for a new job as a data engineer. He said, oh, you know what? I just met a guy. He is looking for data engineers. And he's right there. Come over and walk over there with me to go speak to them, and I'll introduce you. I went over to the guy. Immediately, I knew he wasn't for me, because the guy who I was speaking to, we had just left from a workshop about learning about AI. So we're walking over to the guy. I say, hey, how are you doing? He introduces me, and he says, oh, well, what do you do? I say, hey, I'm a data engineer. Oh, you're a DE. Oh, well, in my experience, DEs aren't really that good. Data engineering teams are just not that good. I more so work with data scientists and software engineers, and the data scientists and software engineers are better bang for my buck, or give a better return on investment. And he said that if I wanted somebody to pull data, I would just ask one of my software engineers to do it. And then I said, okay, cool. And then he asked me a question. Oh, how could I do this if you're a data engineer doing AI? I answered this question correctly after just giving it 1 or 2 seconds of thought. I was like, oh, okay. All you have to do is just provide more data to your AI, and it'll solve this issue. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a question I would ask in an interview, and it tells me everything I need to know. And then I was like, okay, cool. And I walked off. So essentially, some people may say that was just too much grace. But what in that instance, there is a thing called content and framing. The content of what he said, well, he quite literally said he does not think that data engineering teams are good. The framing, the content was this. The framing is that not only does he not think that data engineers are not good, he doesn't think that they're useful. He doesn't want to help me, and he doesn't think that I am worth helping, right? So that's when you just go ahead and cut ties, right? You just go ahead and walk off, like, oh, okay, cool, right? Because there's going to be other people who do see the value in what I do, right? If you were to go to Facebook right now, or YouTube, or any other social media platform, any website really, and then you didn't have a data engineer to generate that information that shows up, nothing would show up on the website except for Facebook, or like the name, anything that's static. Anything that needs to be generated through information from other places needs a data engineer or some sort of software engineer that is really a data engineer as well, to set up that infrastructure for that information to show up. If you don't have somebody who can work in a database, then you won't have any information that is specific to you to show up on the website. So that's essentially what I do. That's what happened. And that content and framing is something that you need to watch out for when you're talking to people, because sometimes people can be very slick and have a lot of microaggressions. But if you're actively listening and you hear certain patterns of things that people will say, you start to pick up on what the content is and what the framing of something is. So just wanted to bring that up. That's 3 tips for you guys. Hopefully it helped. Hopefully you gained some value from this video. If you did, please go ahead and check out the links in the description down below, so that way you can join the Before the Billions newsletter, and also join the Discord, so that way you can speak with either me or anybody else within the BTB squad. I would really appreciate that. Please go ahead and hit the like button, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and also hit that bell notification icon if you want to be notified whenever I make new videos on YouTube. I will see you all in the next video, and with that being said, do not forget to build your billions.